Eyup everyone, I hope that you're all doing alright. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another speed build. For today's build, we're going to be building a generations home or generations family home built for multiple generations of Sims. I would consider this up to an 8 Sim family home, even though it does look a little bit on the small side. My intention with this build was for it to be a little bit cramped, a little bit like, you know, they're using all the space that they've got given to them. And yeah, that's kind of the thought process behind this one. I did use some inspiration pictures from Pinterest. I just changed the colour scheme, I think. I think the Pinterest inspiration picture was like dark blue. I were going to go with the dark blue siding from this new pack, Growing Together. I forgot the name of it there. But there was just something about it. I just didn't really like the grey and the blue together. I think it might have just been the lighting that put me off, like the build mode lighting, which is just like the basic sort of sunny weather. And I tend to take like pictures in the heat wave weather, so if you ever want to take like outdoor screenshots in The Sims 4 and the best lighting, and in the best lighting should I say, and you don't really know what that is, the heat wave weather definitely it sort of like brightens everything up. It's very warm looking. The only thing is it makes the sky like a really like bright white colour, rather than it being like blue, which I guess on a heat wave, like I guess the sky's really bright or whatever. But yeah, I just prefer it depending on what sort of mood I want to give. But yeah, it just really brightens up the picture. So maybe it was just the lighting that threw me off about it, but I decided to use this pale green sort of colour. It's very close to like a sage green. I guess it is a sage green, which is my favourite colour. And then I went with different shades of like windows or different colour windows. So some of the windows are just white and then others have got that wood framing, just to kind of, is it framing? What would be the, it's not frames, it's like the little dividers in the middle of the glass panes. Yeah, just to kind of, you know, give it a bit of variation, a bit more interest to look at rather than all the windows being like identical to each other and that. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I were going to try and do a starter house. I don't think I've done a starter house yet, have I? I'm trying to think. I still might build a starter home, just like a one-story sort of house. But I've just been really enjoying like playing with the pack, and the last build I did, I think I was trying to have that be a starter house, but it just didn't work out that way. And yeah, I've really enjoyed playing with the build and buy stuff. There's some of the items that I'm a bit like iffy about, like there's some chairs, the bookshelves that we got. I don't really like them at all. They kind of remind me of the base game like bookshelves in a way. Even though the base game bookshelves are not bad, it just gives me like a base game sort of vibe to it, which I've heard other people say as well. But for the most part, I think the items are pretty good. And yeah, I didn't use the entirety of the lot up. I think this is a 30 by 20 lot, and I can't remember what area it's called, but I believe this lot is empty. The only thing it has on it is this massive like willow tree, which I decided to keep because I thought that that were like a nice tree to have on the lot, and I never use it, mainly because it's like so massive. But yeah, I never use that lot, so I mean that tree. Have I been saying lot when I meant tree? The willow tree, I decided to keep that because I thought it looked good. But yeah, I hope that you're all doing alright. Feel free to let me know what you've been up to. I've had a proper hectic week. Just been like trying to get the house in order and, you know, sorting errands out, just life stuff. And then I did plan on posting this video yesterday, but I've just been sort of behind. Yeah, just been busy, I guess, and trying to like catch up with everything. But yeah, I'll talk about that in a bit. So for the floor plan, it is kind of simple, and you'll see in the floor plan pictures that I did end up changing the upstairs just to kind of fit in one more bedroom. So that little like line is where I cut it off to add a teen's bedroom. Oh my god, I can't speak today. So with it being a generations family home, I always like to include a room for grandparents. I imagine that this would be like a grandma, just the grandma living in her own room. That kind of reminds me of like Sims 2 gameplay, where I would have like a grandma living with the family or whatever, and I just like that sort of thing. I think there was a family in Sims 3 where like the grandma lived at home, but there's just something about it where they've got a family and then like there's a grandma, you know, husband's passed on, she's not really got much going for her, maybe she was living in a house on her own, and then the family have brought her in to live with them. She's got her own room, she's got her own little ensuite bathroom. And yeah, I really liked this room, even though it is very cramped, and I can't remember if they fixed that bug where Sims wouldn't scoot over, but you know, the bedroom is functional if she just wants to sleep on one side of the bed. But I don't know if like Sims scoot over, because I remember they used to, but then it like stopped working, so I think they removed it and then they put it back. I don't fully remember, but like I said, it is intended for just one Sim in this bedroom. But if you did want to, I guess you could probably move the bed. You'd have to probably delete the side table though. But yeah, I also gave her a piano. Thought that could be a little hobby that she gets into. She's got a few little decorations and whatever. And the bathroom is just very basic, you know, got everything that the Sim needs. And yeah, I thought it was a cute little room. And here I'm just kind of showing you where I split it up. I think the rooms are like swapped round to what I put on the floor plan. So this is the main bedroom, the parents' bedroom, and the Sims that I intended it for. So you obviously got two parents, they've got a teenager, a child Sim, a toddler, hang on, can't count, grandma, two parents, teenager, child, toddler, and then they've got an infant in their bedroom. So I've put a little cot for the infant, and the idea is that the infant will move in with the toddler. So it's, I guess it's up to 8 Sims, depending if you can fit a granddad in the bottom, like in the downstairs bed. But 7 Sims is the amount that I kind of imagined. And yeah, I kind of thought that, you know, this house is a little bit too small for the Sims that live in it. You know, there's a lot of Sims but not a ton of space. So I definitely wanted to go for like a very sort of cramped vibe to it. So the kids' bedrooms are quite cramped. They've got a lot of items, but they are functional, or at least they should be, because I did play test. I think the only room that I didn't play test is the toddler room, because I just used an adult Sim to play test, like just one adult Sim. And obviously they can test out the kids' beds but not the toddler bed. And I didn't want to mess about seeing if the infant's room was functional. So if it's not, sorry about that one. Sims can like fit in it and everything, so it should be functional. But yeah, obviously, like I said, this is the teenager's bedroom, and I wanted like a sort of stereotypical like teenager vibe. You know, it's got a bit of like a, what would you say the vibe is? Like a bit of like a metalhead, or maybe a bit of an emo. I don't know, not really, but they're a bit alternative, we'll say, I guess. And obviously they've got quite a small room, but they've got a ton of stuff, so it's all kind of cramped into one little corner. And they can watch TV, they can have the radio on, and they can, you know, get changed and everything. Sims don't actually need dresses to get changed, but if you want to plan their outfits, they need one. So I was just going to have like not have a dresser in the room, but I just thought there's nothing else I can really fit there and then have it look cramped and everything, so I thought they might as well have their own dresser. And I prefer that for gameplay. I hate when I play in a house and I can't fit like a dresser into a room, so Sims have to go into somebody else's bedroom to use a dresser. Right, annoys me. But then yeah, this is the toddler bedroom. It's got a crib in here ready for when the infant comes into this bedroom, or maybe it's a newborn. Yeah, because I put a Moses basket or a bassinet, whatever you want to call it. So they've got a baby, not an infant, should I say. Again, the room is very small, it's very cramped, but it's got everything that they need. Although they don't have toys in the room, I don't think. So if they want to play with toys, they have to like have them in their inventory or something like that. And then this is the child Sims room. I really liked how this one turned out. Originally, when I was planning the build, I had the teenager and the child Sim sharing a bedroom, and I kind of did it like a 50-50 split, where one side was a bit more like feminine and like pink and typically girly, I guess, and then the other side was a bit more alternative looking. But like I said, I wanted to add an extra room, and yeah, I put a lot of like artwork up and stickers and things like that. And I imagined that this child Sim, they've got a thing for drawing. Maybe when they were a little bit younger, they drew on the walls. So there's a few little hidden markings on the walls, like little drawings and stuff that I imagine that they would do. And I just thought that that was like a cute idea. Maybe the parents don't mind them drawing on the wall. They've got an artistic streak, you know what I mean? They just get a bit carried away and think, yeah, let's just draw a monster on my bedroom wall, why not? But yeah, I thought that would be cute. And then I also changed the bedroom door. I've never really noticed that there's like a door, it's got like a painted monster on it sort of thing, like a blue thing. Never really looked at the swatches for that, so I gave them that door as well for the bedroom. And yeah, I like how this one turned out. It's quite similar in terms of layout to the teenager's bedroom. Like you've got your dresser at one end and then a bed and little decorative stuff. And I also put in that little friendship bracelet thing. I think it's meant to be for that. I don't really know. I've not played with it yet. I've been playing gameplay, like we're growing together. I've just not got around to actually having kids yet because I've been having too much fun sending my Sims on holiday and just sort of having them spend time with each other. But yeah, they will eventually have an infant and I'll explore the rest of the park so I can like form my opinion on it. But yeah, we're gonna like have a bit of a gameplay live stream about it here on my channel, but I don't think I'm like quite ready for that just yet, like to stream gameplay. I'm not sure, let me know what you think. But in case you did miss it, I did post on the community tab, it was like the other day or something like that, that I'm going to be live streaming this Saturday, so that's tomorrow as of recording, and hopefully this video goes up on the Friday. It should do, but we'll see what happens. We've got a sickness bug in our house at the minute, so everything's a bit like up in the air. But I should still be streaming unless I have caught that bug and I just don't know about it yet. I hope not, because after witnessing what my child were going through at 4 o'clock this morning, I don't want to be in that same boat. So I'd rather be a witness to it rather than an experiencer of it. But yeah, like I said, I'll be live streaming. I think I'm just going to build just to get me back into it. I don't really have like a schedule for live streams. I've never streamed on my channel before. I did used to stream over on Twitch, but I stopped I think in like September last year or October, something like that. It just got a bit too overwhelming. Like the thing with live streaming on Twitch is obviously you need some sort of schedule. I mean, you don't need to, but for me, I felt like I needed a schedule because the trouble is like if you stream consistently like I was doing, so I used to stream Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then sometimes I wouldn't do a Sunday, sometimes I'd miss a week because I'd get like overwhelmed with like live stuff and everything. But for me, having a routine like helped to some extent. But then when you commit to having a schedule and then you don't do it, obviously people are not going to keep coming back to not watch you because you're not live. So you can't really like keep your audience as consistent as you might want to. Whereas with YouTube, obviously because you've got like your subscribers and everything, they might not watch every single video that you put up, but it's like if you're live streaming, it's like, oh, I'll pop in for that, and they're already there. You know what I mean? They're already there getting the notification. Whereas on Twitch, it's, I don't know, it's just, it didn't work out for me. I'm not saying it's like a bad place to stream or like that. Obviously, it's the go-to platform, I guess. But yeah, for me, I just weren't very good at the scheduling part and sticking to it because, like I said, I would get a bit like overwhelmed, live stuff. I am a parent. You know what I mean? It's a bit hectic and stuff. I honestly don't know how people like stream consistently and then have like a job and a family and all that. I could not do it. But yeah, anyway, I will talk about the build. No, I won't. I'll talk about it in a second. But yeah, live stream this Saturday. I think I'm going to be streaming about 4 p.m, 4:30 p.m. UK time. Still not set up like my OBS things. I think everything's still configured to Twitch, so I need to change that. And yesterday I was playing Desperate Housewives, the game, if you've ever played that. I used to play it like back in the day on laptop. It was a very buggy game. But yeah, I just started playing it again, and I don't know, it's like a bit of like a Sims ripoff, but with like the Desperate Housewives element to it, with like the drama and all that. Very like nostalgic. I wouldn't say it's necessarily like a good game, but like it is at the same time. I don't know, I like it, but yeah. So I need to not get distracted with that and actually crack on and set up my streaming things. But yeah, anyway, so if you do want to pop along to that, then feel free to, like I said, 4:30 p.m. UK time, Saturday 1st of April, and we're going to be streaming some builds and whatever. I think I'm going to build an apartment, but anyway, back on to what we're building today. So as you could tell in the start of the kitchen build, we had a different colour scheme, and then I changed it back. There was just something about the colour scheme that would just throw me off. I think it's because of the flooring. Like, I kind of wanted to have it like dark brown, but then I thought, oh, I feel like I make dark brown kitchens all the time lately, so I decided to switch it back to that colour, and I think it looks a lot better like this. It's a lot more like bright. The rest of the house is kind of like bright, especially like the downstairs bit, and it's more like neutral woods rather than like dark like walnut colours. And then yeah, it's all kind of like open plan. They've got a little breakfast bar thing, and then a massive dining table for all the family to sit round and have something to eat and all that. And then after the kitchen, I think we'll be moving on to the back garden, which is kind of like wrapped around the side of the house. For the back garden, I just wanted to keep it quite basic and I didn't really want to go like too overboard. It's quite a big space, but I did kind of fill it in a way where it doesn't really utilise the space that well. So there's like plants and everything. They've got a place for a barbecue, absolute must for me when it comes to builds. I don't know why. It's like adding a sink and a toilet. Like I just, something in my brain like automatically does it. But I'd spent quite a while on this build, like on the interior and everything. So by the time I got to the garden, I was just like, oh my god, just put anything down. I couldn't really come up with any ideas. Couldn't really figure out how I wanted the layout. So like I said, I just kept it quite like simple, nothing like too over the top, with like loads of items in the garden and everything. They've got space to plant. There's a little enclosed space for toddlers and infants to play in like a little sand pit with a slide and all that. And then a swing set for the child sims. And yeah, I think that's about it, other than a couple of benches. But yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this build. I hope you enjoyed watching it. And if you do want to download it, my gallery ID is HutchPlays. And if you do want to make it to the live stream on Saturday, feel free to. If you can't make it, don't worry about it. Like I said, I've not really got a schedule or like that for streaming. I think it's just going to be like an as and when I feel like it, but who knows. I'm not making any promises until I know how I feel about it. I might want to do it every single day, you never know. Probably not, but yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that you have a good rest of your day and a good weekend and all of that, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!